This week, we're not just jet setting, we're double booked. We're teaming up with our nostalgia podmates, Mo and Christina from Movies That Raised Us, to celebrate the jet setting chaos of the Olsen twins. First stop, Our Lips Are Sealed, where the fashion is Y2K, the accents are questionable, and the plot is pure teen spy chaos. Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Danielle, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of the best and worst movies from the late 90s and early 2000s. This week, we're diving into Our Lips Are Sealed, the 2000 teen adventure that took Mary, Kate, and Ashley to Sydney, Australia, threw in a jewel thief subplot, and made witness protection look like a fashion show. But before we dive in, let's get into some
housekeeping, mate. That was my best Australian accent.
People
Better
ask,
than
how do you...
half the people in the movie.
People ask, how do you keep an almost 30-year relationship alive? And I'll say, the bitch keeps surprising me. Every time.
You're welcome.
If you love the podcast and you want to support us, here's a few ways that you can.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We've got plenty more deep dives into your favorite Y2K movies coming up.
If you love the podcast, help us out by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. Your reviews help us grow and keep the nostalgia alive.
And if you want to show off your love for nostalgia, check out our No More Late Fees merch at nomorelateFees.redbubble.com. From movie-inspired designs to podcast swag, we've got something for every movie lover.
And we're stoked to have a DCOM level crossover event with the amazing ladies behind the podcast Movies That Raised Us, Mo and Christina. Welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Jinx.
For our listeners who are new to you and your pod, why don't you tell them a little bit about it?
Yeah, so we cover a very similar niche of movies. Our sweet spot is like late 90s, early 2000s. But, we throw in some modern movies here and there. So, yeah, anything that really sparks that level of like rom-com, a good teen movie, we're all over that.
Yeah, we're like especially interested in like women-driven movies, stories about girlhood, but we dabble here and there and everywhere.
It's definitely worth a listen. But if you want to get to know Mo and Christina just a little bit better, make sure you check out this week's bonus episode where we test our Australian vocab and hear Mo and Christina's employee picks. But we'll get into what we came here for, which is Our Lips Are Sealed. Jackie, what is this movie about?
It's the Olsen twins pitching movies where they can just go on vacations to exotic
Yes.
And I have nothing but respect for my queens for doing that.
As I was watching this film, I was like, tell me something better than being an Olsen sister
right
in the 2000s. Tell me something better. I don't think there's another option.
When they got on that yacht, my husband said, I bet that's just their yacht.
The Cosmos, probably.
Yeah. Well, the plot of Our Lips Are Sealed. Teen twins Maddie and Abby are placed in the FBI's witness protection program after accidentally foiling a jewel thief. Their new identities land them in Australia, where surfing, mistaken identity, high fashion, and slapstick spy hijinks ensues. It stars Mary Kate Olsen, Ashley Olsen, Jim Meskimen, Jason Clark, and Ernie Hudson Jr. It was written by Elizabeth Kruger and Craig Shapiro, directed by Craig Shapiro, and you currently can only watch it on DVD.
Or maybe, I'm not saying to do this, there might be somewhere in a Google Drive somewhere.
In a Google Drive somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere
Simply
Olsen.
That's real low quality.
Yeah.
But low is better than nothing.
Yes. But before we start, let's get into our ratings rewind.
So, you know the drill. Before we get into the movie, we'll reveal the rating our Y2K versions of ourselves would give. Then at the end, we'll see if our current selves agree with our initial rating. Our scale consists of would buy it again,
The best would play on repeat.
5-day rental,
Would watch again.
2-day rental,
And it's just okay.
or same-day rental.
Crikey, it's trash. It's the best I got.
Well, hey, I didn't know where you were going to go today. We set a precedent, unfortunately. All right, Mo, we're going to start with you. What was your Y2K rating of Our Lips Are Sealed?
All right. So I did watch a lot of Mary-Kate and Ashley as a kid. I thought they were legends. But I don't have like a vivid memory of watching this movie as a kid. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But I'll say, just for the provenance of it, I would probably give it a 5-day rental.
Okay. Christina?
Yeah, I am aligned. I loved them growing up, but this wasn't like one of my tops of all of all of the movies in the cinematic universe, but I did really enjoy it. So I probably would have given it a 5-day rental back in the day.
Jackie?
I have never seen this movie. So watching it real low quality was a treat.
Yeah.
Danielle?
I was watching, I thought I watched all their stuff on ABC Family,
Mm-hmm.
but I never saw this one. Never. So I think for Jackie and I, Mary-Kate and Ashley was a jump skip outside of like our time frame of being like teenagers because we're older than them. We still enjoyed their stuff, and I probably saw way more than I needed to. But if you listen to Sleepover, you know that I'm way behind on where I should be watching teen movies. But yeah, this one I did not. I thought I saw it, but I think I saw Holiday in the Sun for sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
That one stays and
And
resonates with
that one
me.
I think is definitely more memorable than this
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Another vacation movie.
Yeah. You guys hit it on the nail. They really picked where they wanted to go for vacation, 100%.
Yeah.
So we don't have any box office because this was direct to DVD or direct to VHS.
I saw something where the box off or the budget. Do you have the budget here?
I don't. Do you have it?
It was 2.2 million is what I read the budget.
Wow.
Damn.
That is so much for this movie.
Crazy.
But that's why I was like really
Who
looking
okayed
for
that?
them,
Yeah.
Dual Star,
Oh,
their company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had it to go, but like I was curious how much they made in DVD sales or VHS sales,
Yeah.
and I could not find it anywhere. But it was released on November 21st, 2000. It was a direct-to-video film, and they were 14 years old at the time. They filmed in Sydney, Australia, not for all of it. I think there were some other parts that they filmed at home. And while specific VHS sale figures are not available, the Olsen twins' earlier adventures in You're Invited series generated $250 million in sales. So
Wow.
I'm sure it made that 2 million back pretty quickly.
Yeah, 2 million sounds like a drop in the bucket for them.
And I believe this is their 8th movie and the second Mary-Kate and Ashley movie that featured them traveling the world. So the first one we got was Passport to Paris, and this is the second one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see in your notes there's like an extended cast peeking out. And let me tell you, the jump scare that I had with some of these actors.
Yes. Some of these like well-known character actors,
Right.
like Willie Garson was not
Yeah,
expecting
Willie
that.
Garson.
Where he's trimming his nose hair
Yeah.
while working for the FBI.
How dare
Shocking.
they? How
Shocking.
dare they? JP Manu, I'm pretty sure, is the guy from Phil of the Future. Like the principal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, and I was looking up who is it? One of the bad guys, Mac. He narrates books now, like
Ooh.
spicy like chicklet books. And I'm
Oh
like,
gosh.
I
Ooh.
probably have listened to him narrate to me before.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
seen
the
him in
other-
something else and I can't remember what it was.
He kind
you
of
say
has Jeremy
Mac?
Renner face.
Yeah, yeah, Mac, yeah.
Mac, he was
Yeah.
in Zero Dark 30 as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So he's out there.
He's got range.
That's a crazy
Yeah.
filmography to have.
It's something. Everybody got to start somewhere.
Yep.
And the guy from Borat being in this movie.
Yeah. Insane.
Well,
Oh,
before we get more into cast and crew, let's hear a message from our pod pals.
Picture it. It's 2004. You just put on your orange Fanta-flavored lip smackers, zipped up your low-rise jeans, and are about to ask your mom for a ride to the movie theater to go watch a Cinderella story. I'm Mo,
And I'm Christina, and we are the hosts of Movies That Raised Us.
a late 90s and 2000s podcast that dives into your favorite nostalgic movies.
We're talking Princess Diaries, The Click, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
We're sick of great movies being ripped to shreds by critics.
I firmly believe that Uptown Girls deserves more than a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And Jamie Lee Curtis deserved a daytime Emmy for her Activia commercial.
We love movies that we can watch over and over again.
They make us laugh, make us want to travel the world, and make us grateful that we didn't have a coach dad a la Troy Bolton.
So join us for a virtual sleepover every Wednesday where we deep dive into montages,
Unrealistic expectations,
chunky highlights,
role models.
and the movies that raised us.
all right. Cast and crew. It's not much here.
So, the frazzled FBI agent is played by Ernie Hudson Jr., son of a certain Ghostbuster.
At first, I thought it was him, and I was like, when I saw the name, not when I
Yeah.
was watching it, but I was like, there's no way my boy's in this movie. Honestly,
They had budget, but not that budget.
Yeah.
yeah. His daddy fine though. That man is 80 some years old, and he could get it today.
Yeah.
And no, I don't have a fetish because I feel the same way about Harrison Ford. It just
Yeah.
happens that
Oh,
Ernie
yeah.
is hot as hell.
100%.
You
Like,
live
don't
in the
put me in a
80s.
room with Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Like, obviously.
Don't even get me started. Like, you know how they want to cancel people, and I'm like, valid, but
Right.
I can't cancel Harrison Ford. I don't care what that man be doing. I love him forever.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some people where it's just like, if they did something bad, I don't want to know about it. Let me
Yeah.
live in my ignorance, at least for a little while.
I will be mourning his death for at least a month.
Yeah.
Like all black every day.
She'll just
We'll be sending thoughts and prayers.
Thank you.
she'll be doing the podcast in a mourning veil.
I will.
Oh my gosh.
It will be hard times. Real tears will be shed for real.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not known who plays the narrator in this movie, and the actor is not credited in the end credits. So to this day, it's a mystery. We have no idea who this person is. It keeps me up at night, even after just seeing this movie for the first time.
The jewel thief from the beginning of the movie was played by J.P. Mano, who is now known as a voyeur who installed a secret webcam in his Toronto apartment before renting it out.
That's
Nasty.
Oh my God.
crazy.
That's quite a fall from grace.
Yeah.
I need to look
jeez.
up more because what?
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and this was Mr. Hackett in Phil of the Future.
Yeah.
Now he's setting up webcams.
Oh,
Destroy my
Insane.
childhood.
yeah.
But it's always the freaking Disney people, and it creeps me out because it's like,
Yeah.
why are they always near
Messed up.
children, you know?
And I'm looking at his IMDb. He's done a lot of kids movies.
Yeah.
Oof.
This
Get
is making me
real
sad.
Icked out
Mhm.
about that one. Actor guilty of mischief for hiding. Oh, it keeps going away. Like I found the article and then every time I click on something, it disappears. It just says camera rental thing. Okay. Jackie, can you hear Myrtle?
No.
Okay. I'll have to look up the
Oh,
article
I
again.
just heard her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. I'll put
Myrtle
myself
is
on mute.
Danielle's name.
Oh.
Let me see if I can pull up the article about. Sometimes she has to remind her that we're recording.
Right. Mo has to do that with the giant subway outside of her apartment.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah, I'm not always at my grandma's house, but Jackie has files on just conversations my grandma has while we're recording. We'll have to release them one day.
Or she's
Yeah,
just cooking stuff in the kitchen and deep in the microwave.
So it says actor willfully violated the privacy of his tenants by operating a hidden camera in the Toronto condo he rented to two women.
Christina.
Ugh. I have an apartment in Toronto occupied by two women. Hopefully he's not my landlord. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so sad.
Oof.
That's
Gross.
crazy.
Yeah.
That is, it always is like insane to me that like mischief is a crime you can be like convicted of.
Yeah.
Like, that
Yeah.
just doesn't sound real to me.
Well, he was into
Yeah.
dirty business, I'm sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
And unlike in Passport to Paris, where American boys played their French love interests with fake accents, the Australian characters here seem to be mostly played by actual Australians. Great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into
do
this.
it.
So we meet the Olsen twins. I think at this point they're Maddie and Abby, their real names.
So many name changes. I can't even keep up.
And they can't even keep up.
No.
They
No.
can't remember their own damn names. So
And it makes it especially hard because there's not a lot of like differentiating like characteristics between the two of them. They're
No.
kind of just like the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
girl copy paste. So I was having a really hard time even remembering who was who.
And usually in the movies and the TV shows that they're in, they always have them be very kind of like polar opposites. One is
Yeah.
usually way more sporty while the other one's more girly.
Mhm.
And you're right. In this one, it was the only different thing was their haircuts, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
But even that was kind of similar in certain scenes, how they had it styled.
Yeah.
I was so glad when she put that diamond on because I was like, finally, I
know.
have something where I can tell the two apart.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily I can like tell their faces apart. So I'm like, I know that one's Mary Kate, I know that one's Ashley, but I'm like, their character names,
Yes.
none of my business,
Right.
apparently.
Yes.
Agreed. Because I don't think they like a lot of people say they look exactly alike. I don't. I
No, you
feel the
can
same way
tell.
about Tia and Tamara because like you can always tell. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the personalities in this one was just I'm like, oh, they're not very much different.
Yeah. So we see them not fitting in their current high school. They're kind of lamenting because they didn't make the cheer team, and everyone's kind of mad at them because they caused the head cheerleader to get severely injured. Like
Bring
she
it
was
on.
Big Red level injured in this
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, not Big Red.
Or
It
not
was
Big
the other
Red.
girl.
The other, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry to that girl.
Yes.
I can't even remember what her
The
name
really
is.
excited girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marcy, was it? I don't know.
No,
just
Marcy was
guessing.
the smart one, I think.
Darcy.
I don't
No,
know.
that's the other girl, the
No.
rich
Yeah.
girl. We'll let it go.
We're doing real well. We can't get a damn name right to say in this episode. So they're sitting outside a bank. Was it a bank or a jewelry store? So
It was a museum, I think.
was it a museum?
I thought they were at the mall.
I also thought they were at the mall.
Maybe it's because I'm from the Northeast, so anything like I was like, a mall would never be outside. It's all indoors.
Yeah.
Wherever they were sitting outside sharing, like having hot dogs. Like they had this weird plan to meet at the hot dog vendor, and it seemed like they were friends with the hot dog vendor, which was a weird aside. And then
Why
she's
were
like,
there so many hot dogs in this movie? Just a question, but there were a lot more than needed to be.
no clue. Because hot dogs is American? I don't know.
Oh, they kind of start and end the film with the hot dog.
Yeah.
The hot dogs
True.
are a bookend.
Yeah.
Chekhov's hot dog.
Yeah.
So whoever is trying to squirt out the ketchup and it's not squirting. And so the other one is like, let me try and help. And there's this whole kerfuffle going on behind them. The robber is caught in balloons, like he's tripping over shit. Like it's comical that they are not turning around and saying like what all the hoopla is about. But as he passes by them, she finally gets the ketchup to squirt. It squirts on him at the same time a balloon pops, so he thinks he's been shot. He falls to the ground. They are still, throughout the most of this movie, they're kind of dumb. And she like is like, "Oh, why is he wearing this mask?" Takes the mask off of him. He has a giant zit on his face.
Well, that what? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know where the budget for this movie went? The
This is it.
CGI of that ketchup, first and foremost.
Oh, yes.
And secondly, whatever that was, because you know what that looked like more to me? Like it looked more like a blister or like when I had chicken pox,
Mhm.
but pimple did not give.
Or
It
like
did
a
not give
bug
pimple.
bite, like a big
Yeah.
infected
Yeah.
bug bite.
It was gross though.
It was
I will
gross.
say.
Super gross. And the fact that that is like the identifying feature in a
Right.
court of law,
Not like a neck tattoo or
Yeah.
an
Or, like,
earring.
a mole, something.
Yeah.
No.
Something humiliating.
Yes.
But I guess because they were the only ones that pulled his mask off, but like the police officer saw him, like I just don't
Yeah.
understand why these two little girls are having to like
Testify.
get on stand and testify about
Yeah.
a pimple. I'm like, y'all really just went, put a bunch of crazy ideas in a hat and said, this is how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they like let them write this film, and it's insane.
Yes.
I'm honestly shocked that he didn't like crash into a cake at one point because that was like such a huge like 2000s gag and somebody falls into a cake. So or a cake falls on someone.
And as he's being arrested, he stashes the diamond into the girl's backpack. Like, just throw it into the plants, and then, like, when you get your phone call, be like, "Hey, uncle, it's in this bush." Like,
Yeah.
why are you gonna put it in someone else's property? Then you have to hunt it. I'm thinking way too hard about this movie.
I get it though, you know?
The robber was dumb. The twins were
Mhm.
dumb. Everyone was dumb in this movie.
Yeah, you have to just kind of
Yeah.
like accept a baseline like level of stupidity and willful ignorance from
Yes.
everyone to really like let it work.
Yeah. And watching this just as an adult with no frame of reference,
Right.
as like a youth watching this, at one point, because my husband watched this movie with me, and I felt really bad because out of all of the movies that he doesn't get to watch with me, he like this is the one
Right.
he sits down and watches.
Right.
But at one point he goes, like, I get it. Like if I was the age this was targeted at, I would have really enjoyed this movie. And I was like, okay, I just have to go in with that perspective of like, it's the life aquatic perspective of this movie was not made for me.
Yes. And I mean, I think I knew that, but it was very sweet of Ken to extend that olive
Yes.
branch instead of tearing it apart.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to be over, to tell you the truth.
Oh no.
I was playing games. I was trying my hardest to focus, but like the fashion was fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
And I think this movie came out right after they launched their Walmart brand. And I know that was like a
When
big thing.
I
Or
tell
Kmart,
you.
sorry.
Yeah.
I was out there in those clothes. I was like, I need it. I will
Yeah.
never forget. I had like this cargo skirt I wore circa 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fashion.
Oh
honey.
yeah. I had a brown baby doll top from their line
Ooh.
and I
Mhm.
wore it into the ground. Loved it.
Oh man. Did you guys get the magazine as well that they had?
I didn't have the
I don't think
magazine,
so.
no.
Darn it.
But I did have some of the like the not they I think they did like novelizations of
Yeah.
So Little Time, like their TV
Mhm.
show. I
Yeah.
definitely had those.
And I think they did some of their movies too,
Yeah, I
like the
think
You're
so.
Invited had books as well.
Yeah.
I think we should do a Patreon of us
Book
reading.
club.
Reading. That should be our book club.
Oh my
That would be
gosh.
fantastic.
That should be our book club, like just reading the books of not even just these movies, because there were so many movies they turned into
Right.
books that were
Yeah.
never books, and
Yeah.
it's just like so bad.
Yeah.
I think we're onto something,
There you go.
ladies.
New podcast.
Yes, we just sit and read the adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley.
Everything that Scholastic has to offer.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, they testify, they put this guy away, but apparently he's the nephew of this big, huge crime boss that wants his diamond back. So now the crime boss syndicate is after these two girls. They have to be put in witness protection, but they cannot keep a secret to save their life.
It's
That
quite
was
an
pissing me off.
yes, very annoying. I'm just like, really? But in a good way that they can't lie, I guess, but it
Yeah.
was getting ridiculous. I feel like they would have gotten way more trouble in like normal Wixec, I think is what they call it. But I love the subplot that they had to really tell us how much their dad loved being a postal mailman. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And how much
It's so
he
good.
missed it when he had to give it up to be in the witness protection program.
Like
The way that he talks to the mailman who goes to their like house later on, he's like, let me just show you something. Flick it with your wrist and like demonstrates how to put the mail in the mailbox. I was like, give him a bigger part.
Yes.
The parents, their plots and backstories were
That
horrible.
mom needed CPS called on her. She is willing to
The mom?
compromise the safety of her children because she wants to email her friends, and she keeps chain smoking and setting fires that the kangaroo has to put out.
I was honestly shocked at the inclusion of a cigarette. Like I
Yes.
was like,
Agreed.
that seems
Yes.
illegal in this film.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there was some sort of like anti-smoking agenda, but like she was chain smoking out here.
Yes. And then she'd be like, I should quit. And then in the next scene, she's smoking again.
Yeah, she has 6 cigarettes in her mouth. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
great.
Lighting all of them at the same time.
That actress, I felt like I knew her, but sorry.
Oh, I felt like this movie was trying to be too many things. Like if it had just followed one path, like if you want to be Ferris Bueller, then just be Ferris Bueller and be wacky and zany and break the fourth wall.
Right.
If you
Mhm.
want to be like the spy keeper, then do that. Like it felt so disjointed because they were trying to throw too many things in there at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen them like do this kind of similar thing in like for example Holiday in the Sun, where it's also like they're traveling, they have boys that they're interested, and then there's also like a weird crime subplot. Like in that one it's like an artifact smuggling or something like that.
Right.
And there's much better balance, I feel like, of all of those elements in that one. This one
Yeah.
is not so much. And the romance, I think they could have leaned into the romance a little bit more. I would have liked
Yeah.
some more juicy drama with these boys, but they're just kind of like there hanging
Yeah.
out.
Surfing.
I wasn't feeling the boys, and I feel like one thing Mary Kate and Ashley are gonna do, they're gonna hire a hot guy, and
Right.
I don't know.
There are too many blonde people in this movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I thought they were cuties, but I know Christina famously does not like a blonde.
No.
Okay.
And I say that as a blonde. I'm allowed.
We constantly talk about on this podcast that we truly believe that white people, when they make movies, believe that hair color is diversity.
100%.
And I was
Yeah.
shocked how many blonde people were in this movie.
Mhm.
But in Australia, I feel like there are quite a bit of blondes out there.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
Yeah.
why. But it was surprising that the guys didn't look any different. They didn't play brothers,
No.
did they?
No,
I
I
don't
think they were
think
just
so.
friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
I
just
felt
looked identical.
Yeah, I thought one guy looked better than the other, but then I was like, I don't want to
Agreed.
Yeah.
judge children, but then I was like, well, they're not that much younger than me now. I don't know. I
Yeah.
started doing math and I got real confused and I had to let it go.
Also, for a good majority of the film, I was like, do the girls have the diamond? Did he just stash it somewhere else and he just doesn't remember? Like, because the
Right.
diamond
Yeah.
doesn't show up until like the third act.
Yeah, I had forgotten about it until that
Too.
point, and I thought that they were just after them for like revenge. And I was
Yeah.
like, sure.
Same.
All right.
After the Neil diamond, Kneel diamond, and then they play a Neil Diamond song at the end of the movie. And I'm like, so that
And that's
was
where
intentional.
that's where the 2.2 million went to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just that one
Right?
song.
That's so crazy.
Because I know Goldfinger didn't get much for 99 Left Balloons at the time.
Yeah.
that song took me. I was like,
100%.
the perfect montage song.
Yes.
But why have a Neil Diamond song and not the Go-Go song Our Lips Are Sealed?
Yeah.
See, these are the
Which
questions
is-
that no one's asking.
Which the
This
movie
movie
is
was
named
so-
after.
It was cheaper.
Exactly. The movie
Maybe-
is so like referential, but like why? Like the references don't make sense.
None at all.
'Cause
Other
I-
than they just can't keep their mouths shut.
Right, because Mary-Kate and Ashley didn't know who the hell Neil Diamond was.
No.
Oh boy.
Well, after many US locations, including a brief stint with the Amish, that they immediately just share all the information. And I'm like, if you share it with the Amish, who are they telling?
Right.
True. That is probably the safest place.
Yes. And stick them in the middle of a forest in a cabin. Like, this is where you live now. You don't deserve to be around people.
And I don't know if witness protection sends people abroad.
Yeah,
I can't imagine they are allowed to do that.
yeah.
That feels
Well-
like out of their jurisdiction.
Yeah, I've seen it in that movie with Diana Agron
Mhm.
and Robert
Oh,
De
okay.
Niro and Michelle Pfeiffer. They're sent to Italy, but
Mhm.
other than that, I'm like, this seems like a lot of waste on my taxes, people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sending these girls to
Well,
Australia.
also, then you have to like have an agreement probably with the Australian
Yeah.
FBI.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
We're
again,
thinking too hard. We're
trying to read too much into Our Lips Are Sealed.
yeah.
So
All right.
they're moved to Australia. The parents are just, I'm assuming, given this like bed and breakfast that they need to run now.
Sure.
And they
That
have
nobody comes
there's-
to.
Yeah, no guests. And there's this, and they employ people. There's a man that just goes fishing all day.
Yeah. Seems like a money laundering scheme.
Yeah.
to
Right.
me.
He was real creepy. And okay, also the parents, you are in witness protection. You have two young teenagers, tweens, and you're just letting them explore a foreign country. There's a weird man on, and you let them be on the boat with him without any guidance or supervision. Like, these parents didn't give a damn about what was
No.
going on.
Did the parents know that Kate was FBI?
I don't
I
think
don't think
any
so.
of
I
them
don't think
know.
anyone knew.
I still don't know.
So we also have Kate, who is, I guess, the like activities director of this Airbnb that no one.
Right, the water sports instructor.
Yeah. So she's just out paddling on the ocean, making money. I guess. I don't know. It was
The dream.
bizarre. Yeah. So they're enrolled in a private school. They're immediately met by Sheila. This was very confusing because Sheila wanted to stand out and be her own person, but looks exactly like all the other Sheilas, which I know is a slang term for like a girl or a woman.
Yeah.
But it felt like her name was also actually Sheila.
Yeah, I think she was the one true Sheila out of all the Sheilas, which is why she was the leader. Like the Sheila Supreme.
Sheila
was-
Supreme.
She was a boring, mean girl, I thought.
Yeah.
I just thought she could have had a little bit more edge to her, but
Well,
Well,
no, Sheila was not
was
the mean
nice.
girl.
Oh, who is she?
Victoria?
Pigtails.
Oh,
Victoria was the mean girl
and
with
do
the
they?
bob.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But that girl, Sheila, did they ever resolve things with her? Because they so snitch on her and her secret relationship.
She apologizes at the end,
Yeah.
but they're like, it's all good actually. Like we're out and together now.
I don't know why that boy had a busted face. Sorry.
How
He
did
was
you say
not.
that in slow motion?
I don't know. A busted.
It softens it a little bit.
Yeah.
It does.
I wanted to say butterface at first, and then I was like, I don't remember what the bod was looking like, and if that was accurate, anything but her face. But
Right.
yeah, busted.
Mm.
Not cute.
And he wasn't like he was a little slow. Like there were just not. I'm sure Sheila, the one true Sheila, saw something in him, but no one else was seeing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he didn't catch on to things very quickly. Poor thing.
No.
Ugh, damn.
And
I want to watch what a girl wants again to like cleanse the palate.
Right.
I need Amanda Bynes stat.
Heard.
I did look up to see if What a Girl Wants was streaming because I'm like, I'll rewatch that show. It's not currently streaming and it was very sad.
Devastating.
So there's also like this culture clash and we're fighting over a beach, which I'm pretty sure is public. So
It felt like
1000%.
those old
Yeah.
60, like honestly, thinking about if an older person was writing this movie, it felt like those movies like Gidget that I love so much and like the old 60 movies because that's always a plot. And I think they kind of did something similar in a Disney Channel movie called
Teen Beach
Yep.
Beach Me Up. Yeah.
We just covered it, so it's very fresh for us. Yeah, the turf war over the
Yeah.
beach.
Mhm.
In that movie, it's the bikers and the surfers.
Gotcha.
And
So
it's
they were
called
tapping
Wet
into
Side Story.
Yes.
Uh,
So they're definitely tapping into history with this this beef that was stupid.
I would have loved to see like as soon as like she won the beach or whatever, instead of everyone kind of leaving to go to the other beach, I would have just loved if like a family showed up and just planted in the middle of the beach she just won and she has to like have territory around this family because it's a public beach.
Yeah.
That's my subplot in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forget which one of the sisters is way more sassy in this movie. Oops.
You okay? Oh.
House phone. Because when they were talking to the cheerleader and they kind of like one of them said something really sassy and then again they were talking about they were on what's her face's boat with the guy and she's like he's got bad breath, I can't stand it. Like she just went off and I was like, damn, I want more of this.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we? And it just felt like they just did that naturally. I don't know why.
Yeah, they
Like, it
probably just
wasn't
let them
into the crib.
improv a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
And so the bad guys, the mob ring is called the Bushwell Syndicate, and they're from like there were like stupid pun names. Like his name was Achu,
Yeah.
mhm.
and they were from some country.
You're
I can't-
ugly.
You're ugly.
You're
yeah.
ugly. Yes.
Yeah.
But he sends like two of the bottom of the barrel henchmen to go in and find these girls because they figure out where they're living. And then we also have the FBI agents that are like, if you need anything, page us. But they've paged them so often that they're over it. And like Ernie Hudson Jr. just goes on vacation because he's like, I can't with these girls.
They couldn't pay him anymore. He was done with that fucking movie.
yeah.
He's like, I'm not
100%.
coming back.
He filmed half a day and was like, this was too much.
Wrap it up.
So now like these mobsters are going and staying at the B&B and like the girls are having to have dinner with them and no one is suspicious. You are in witness protection. You have these two men, one with a very heavy foreign accent.
Clearly from the region of You're Ugly.
Yes.
Like, and everyone knows that.
Not recognized.
Yeah.
I think we need to make t-shirts. Make a national flag, everything.
Step aside, Genovia. Okay,
Yes.
there's a new fake country.
You're ugly
in
is
town.
here.
You're ugly. Step up.
So we also the girls are finally fitting in, and so they're like making friends. They've like done enough to impress the popular girl, but also the popular girl has like her popular girl rules, and one of those is like you can't hang out with the surfers, which
Which is crazy because the guys who are popular are not even as cute as the surfers.
yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And I feel like the surfers are always like the popular people in movies.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we're hating the surfers.
Maybe like
No
surfers
idea.
are just a dime a dozen in Australia, so
Maybe.
they're like,
Yeah.
get a more interesting hobby.
And she was giving very rich girl vibes. She's like, "Do you have a boat at home?" And it's like, "Bitch, what? No."
Do
Yeah.
I need a boat? I'm going on yours.
Yeah,
But the
I
crazy
love
thing is, like, what finally impressed her was them smashing Diet Coke cans on their head.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what really did it.
That seemed weird. Like
Yeah.
we know that it does not crunch like that.
No.
No.
I needed to be a consultant.
Also, like there's just a kangaroo that lives at the B&B, and he likes to watch trash TV and cartoons.
Same, bro.
And the mom gets upset that he doesn't like to watch the same program she likes to watch.
Mom needed to
Yeah.
get out of the house and make some friends. Like,
Oof.
what are we doing right now?
Yeah.
Literally get out of the house. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop smoking. Stop talking to the kangaroo. Go for a little walk and like just sit in a cafe
Right.
for a little while.
When they're going on that boat and they have to take like a little, I don't know, little boat? I don't know what it was. It looked
oh,
like
like
a
a little
floaty.
boat to the yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, "Is this
The
your dad's
dinghy.
boat?" And I was like, I was like, "Girl, please." Now, what are you talking about? And she's like, "No, it's that boat over there." And I was like, "Yeah."
I did love the reveal of the boat. I thought that was really like fun.
In Sydney Harbor. And then it's just a bunch of kids who have immaculate mod costumes on
Went
because
all out.
apparently it's a 60s inspired party on the boat.
Yeah.
Well, the costume designer, Judy B. Schwartz, specifically designed the costumes for Mary Kate and Ashley, and the girls' real life love of surfing and fashion influenced the script and wardrobe. But again, I think it's that callback to like their whole thing being like those 60 beach movies, hence why they
Yeah.
had that whole motif look to it.
Yeah.
But those dresses, the one that are that they wore to this party that it's in
These?
Jackie's pictures,
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
go-go
So good.
boots. Loved the
Yeah.
go-go
Cute.
boots.
So now it all gets fuzzy.
There's a lot of montages.
Yeah, and just like a lot of running. But then there's this whole scene. So they somehow they catch the bad guys. They figure out the bad guys are bad. They tie
Yeah.
them up to
Home Alone
surfboards.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they home alone it.
Yes.
They
Another
tie them up
reference.
to surfboards, and then they're torturing them by painting their
Painting their
nails,
nails.
doing their hair, and it seems dressing them in bikinis? Question mark. And I had the thought, like, are these 14-year-old girls undressing fully grown men to put them in bikinis?
The misogyny was also so crazy. Like, no, you can't paint my nails.
Yeah.
I'd rather die. Like,
Yeah.
But then at the end, they asked them to touch up the paint on their nails, which I found very endearing.
Yes.
Once the bad guys just became friends with 14-year-old girls, not
Right.
creepy at all.
Somehow less creepy than like other things.
Yeah.
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 So,
Foreshadowing their relationships, the Olsen twins' relationships in the real world, because if they're not dating the most oldest men
The
ever,
oldest man you've ever seen.
yeah. Gross.
oh, and the bad guys before it turned good because of the nail painting, they figure out that the girls have the diamond because one of them has found the diamond at the bottom of her backpack, thought it was from her jewelry making kit, and made it
Valid.
into a choker.
Yeah.
Valid. How many of us did not have like beads and shit?
Oh, I thought
Not
I
one
had a
that's like
huge.
this big.
No, definitely
But-
didn't have a diamond like that, but I was a big jewelry making girl. Like I had the tools to like twist wires and shit. Like I was very into it. So I'm like that could have happened to me.
I did have some big gems, not from jewelry making, but that board game. Ask Zolfron or Zelda. I don't know what he was. Like he had like a little it was like a magic ball, 8 ball, not an 8 ball, but like a
Oh,
Oh, like a
like
crystal ball?
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it had a bunch of gems. I still to this day don't know how to play the game. I was the only child for a long time, so I would get board games and couldn't play with anybody. Very sad story,
Oh.
whatever. But it had a lot of gems. And I could see one
Yeah.
of those gems, finding it and be like, oh,
Let's
That's
make
a
this
necklace.
choker.
yes.
Yeah.
Not
But-
to be like shady to, Mary Kate or Ashley, whoever was wearing that diamond. The thought that you can confuse a plastic jewel with a diamond of that carat
Yeah.
is
Right.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
And
Agreed.
then is she the one that surfs to win the beach?
I don't
Yes, it's
know.
Ashley. I think it's Ashley that has the necklace and surfs.
Okay.
So we're
And
just wearing this.
And I think Mary Kate boomerangs.
Okay.
That's the difference. One of them
Yes.
surfs, one of them boomerangs.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
But we're just wearing this giant diamond. I get she doesn't think that it's real. She thinks it's costume, but we're just wearing it into the ocean.
Right. And then when the crime boss comes, he falls in the ocean. And I'm like, I wonder if they lost that. Like if he lost it.
Yeah.
No, I think they show it at the end because they hand it back to the girls. I'm like, why? This diamond is
What?
stolen from
Put it in the museum.
jewelry store
Right.
museum mall. Like, we need to go put it back.
Not the
They're like-
museum mall.
For your troubles, here's a
Yeah.
multi-million-dollar diamond.
Yeah.
Right? Don't they get like compensation as well from like the sale of the diamond or something?
The reward for finding the diamond, which
Yeah.
they then give to the thugs because one, when he said it's my global positioning system, I'm like, oh dear Lord, this was before like anyone knew what GPS was.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a time.
And so he wants to like start this tech company, which I mean, fair.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, I can't remember what he wanted to do with the money. Something ambiguous, but they get like $1 million each. I'm like, why is this money not going to the girls? They have disrupted their entire lives.
You said it. The girls weren't too bright.
No.
Because there ain't no way I'm giving away $1 million.
Yeah, and the way
Yeah.
the mob boss is apprehended is he just gets hit with a boomerang.
Yep.
Sure
with
does.
his cane,
Yep.
with his cane walking, like you don't take your shoes off, sir, to go walk in the water. Like what's happening?
He's
right
like,
now?
sorry, gotta walk in the water to get on my boat plane.
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as
Yeah.
I saw the plane, I was like, how he getting in that?
Just
all I
wading
was
in the
thinking
water
about.
in his, three-piece suit as you
Right.
do. Yeah.
With his cane is a hot mess express. My
Oh.
God.
We forgot the whole subplot of how they're enjoying their time with the surfer boys, and one of the boys'
Right.
dads just owns an entire amusement park.
Luna
Yes.
Park?
Yeah,
And
Luna
they
Park.
go on all the
Yeah.
rides without like ride operators and shit. I'm like, this
Mhm.
is a safety concern.
You
They
know what's
also
so crazy?
walk across the bridge. Like they do like the skywalk on the
Yes.
bridge,
Oh,
well, yeah.
unsupervised.
Yeah, that was wild. But
Yeah.
as I was watching them at Luna Park doing all of the rides, in my head, I was like, would I go with guys to like ride roller coasters, like tall roller coasters, unsupervised?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? If two cute guys told me to
Answer
come
is
with
yes.
them, yeah, I would have been there.
I mean, people don't know how easy I was to steal back then. Like,
I know. It's a miracle I'm here.
it wouldn't have taken much. You get me a cookie cake from the mall with my name on it, I'm yours. Let's go.
Where are we going?
Right. Where your
Oh, a
van
remote
at?
location, unsupervised. Sign me
Right?
up.
Really loving the tent in this van. It looks great.
Where's my puppy and my candy?
Right.
Well, case closed. We have reunited the diamond with the twins that already had it. The mob boss is behind bars, which I guess is the good part, question mark.
He's
Yeah.
getting extradited back to Your Ugly.
Yeah, and now it's just time to party and roll the blooper clips.
Let's
Yeah,
do
I
it.
love the dance
Amazing.
party at the end.
Yeah.
Classic teen. I'm telling you, this is a 60s teen beach movie. That's all this was.
It's trying to be too many things. Like, are you Ferris Bueller? Are you a teen beach movie? Are you a like undercover spy movie? Like,
Right.
Mhm.
pick a lane and stay in it. And I think it would have served you much better. But kids are gonna watch the Olsen twins regardless of the
That's
book.
the
Facts.
tea.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I feel like
Not-
they were trying to be like a little bit, I think, experimental with the humor in this one by doing
Yeah.
a lot of breaking of the fourth wall, which
Yeah.
I've never seen them
Yeah.
really do as much as they do it in this film.
Yeah. Oof, it was a ride.
Well,
Yeah.
here we are. That is Our Lips Are Sealed. You're probably still confused. Same.
Right.
Mhm.
Alas, Olsen twins.
and
Yay.
and we popped
Yeah.
our cherry, our first
We
Olsen
did.
Twins movie.
Oh my
Maybe not say that
incredible.
about the Olsen twin. That and the Olsen twins in the same sentence.
Oh, well, I didn't think it that way. Jesus Christ. Oh,
Wow.
well,
And there's still so many films ahead of you.
So
many.
we'll
Yeah,
have to do
capital F
like
films.
we'll have-
you know.
Yes.
the way that these movies are, I think Jackie and I could probably do literally a double feature in one
Mhm.
episode and just knock some of these out because
Yeah.
my God, I'm
Well,
not sitting through
that's
it
why
anymore.
they would sell 4 of them on one DVD
Exactly.
back in the day.
That's so true.
Why don't you guys, before we get into our ratings, tell everybody where they can find your podcast and find you on social?
Yes, you can find us on any podcast service wherever you get your podcasts called Movies That Raised Us. You can find us on Instagram at Movies That Raised Us. You can find us on TikTok at Movies That Raised Us Pod.
You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at MTRU_pod. You can send us a good old-fashioned email at moviesthatraisedus@gmail.com. And then you can also sign up for Patreon, where we release an added bonus episode every month that our patrons vote on.
And you guys can check us out at No More Late Fees on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Threads, and Blue Sky. And let's get into present day ratings. We'll start with you, Mo. What is your present day rating after rewatching?
What a time to be alive. So I'll say I kind of love like a freaky little this doesn't make any sense movie. Of course, like you can tell it's very much giving an English project. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when
Yes.
your teacher's like, you're gonna remake Hamlet and film it. So they made a lot of like choices that very much felt like they said, we want to do this. And I respect that. I'm gonna, you know, go down from my original kid rating. I'm gonna go with 2-day rental because I definitely would still watch it, but I don't need to buy it. I don't need to do a 5-day.
Christina.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it, you know, in the context of the Mary-Kate and Ashley universe. It's definitely not my fave. There are other ones that I think, while obviously still like insane,
Yeah.
are just have a little bit more thought put into them. And so I think it misses some of the whimsy
Mhm.
that I think
Mhm.
the other ones have.
Right.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I'm also going to give it a 2-day rental. I think, you know, I'll maybe watch it once or twice more in my lifetime at some point when I'm doing a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie marathon. But other than that, I'm probably not reaching for it too
Yeah.
often.
Yeah.
Jackie, now that you've watched it.
There's no nostalgia attached. So it is a same day rental for me.
Oh no.
Yeah, same. I hope I don't have to watch this again. It's not the worst that we've ever seen on this
Mm-mm.
show. It's
Yeah.
not. But also my brain just can't handle it. I don't have any nostalgia for it, so
Fair.
pull that band-aid right off.
Yeah.
I hear you. I think for me, I'm just like, damn, like I wish I was one of those girls.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the life you were living.
Yeah. I feel like with them though, it's like a win and lose kind of situation, right? Like they got to do so many really cool things, but then they were so under the microscope, like if you think
Yeah,
about what
that's
their life
true.
was like growing up, and so much so that they are just out of the public eye now. Like we do not get a sighting of them. We can't even get these fucking movies
yeah,
at
Yeah.
all. Like
Yeah.
they have pulled away from society as much as possible. And I just think they went through a lot. I don't know if we'll ever know the stuff that happened to them, but they were living our dreams from what we could see. But I also think
right.
there's like a lot of other stuff that happened. So I
Yeah.
feel bad for them for real,
I hear
though.
ya.
Yeah,
I was trying to see if, like, yeah, we have the Bayhive and we have Swifties and, like, we have names for, like, groups of fans. Apparently, they never had, like, they had their Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen fan club, but they didn't
Yeah,
have, like, a
a name
cutesy
for it.
name. Yeah. But
interesting.
that was just an aside I thought of and had to Google because my ADHD brain was like,
But their
take
hive
me
is
on this
out there
trip.
for real.
They're
Like there are
Yes.
people who
yeah.
just they know so much about them.
Yeah.
It's
Very.
insane. Like
Yeah,
I tip my hat off for dedicating that much energy to it.
Yeah.
yeah. Like I feel like everyone in their youth and their childhood had like one kind of like either like actor or musician or something that they really latched onto. For me, like it was Hilary Duff. I remember like as a child saying the words Hilary Duff is my role model, which is like such a weird sentence to think of now. But like I was obsessed with her and like that was my guiding light. And for a lot of
Yeah.
people it was the Olsen twins.
Yeah.
I think that's also what's so great about this time period is that, like you guys were saying, prior to the 90s and 2000s, we really didn't have a lot of like people in the tween space or the
Yeah.
early teen space. And so I think we got a lot of that during this time period, and that you could say, like, I really want to be like this person. It's kind of the same vibe that a lot of girls have with being obsessed with like a boy band or like
Mhm.
an actor. This time frame, a lot of girls were having that same affinity to other girls, which was really great to see.
Yeah.
But also the crash out afterwards happened because a lot of these teen girls could not even fall and make a mistake or anything because they were so like you have to be this role model forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence why every
Yeah.
single one of them has that I'm going to sexify myself kind of thing,
Yeah.
which sucks that that's what you have to do to kind of break out of being a teeny bopper, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Well, if anyone has any opinions about this episode, if you are a huge Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen fan and want to defend Our Lips Are Sealed, hit us up at our quick drop 909-601-6653. Twat us at the Twitters, hem us at the threads, butterfly in the sky at Blue Sky, and you could be featured on a future episode.
And the party doesn't stop here. We are going to be on the Movies That Raised Us because this is a truly double feature situation. So make sure
Yes.
you head over to their podcast for When in Rome. Plus, check us out next week as we thirst over War and Peace and Sky High because, yes.
The time has arrived. The Stronghold family is going to be upon us. Coach Boomer will be there. I am so excited. And Mo and Christina, it was such a blast. I hope that y'all come back soon. And thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for having this. This was so much fun, and like I said, feels like it's been years in the making. So
Definitely.
it feels good to finally have it done.
Yes.
Yes. We can't wait to record with you this month, this very month.
Yeah. And as always, be kind and rewind.